faith of a mustard seed. Get up on your feet, rise up.
Welcome to another segment of the Drexwell SEMA Show. So I'm delighted to have in my presence Mr. Barry Morris, who's with the Bahamas Brass Fan, an organization that's been around, for almost 99 years. I think that's a great milestone. Of course, a lot of people in this band, have connections with the Turks and Caicos Islands. Even if they didn't, I think it's a great milestone to achieve being part, because some organizations do not last that long. And I think it's incredible to have this brass band being around so long. And with that said, I want to officially welcome Mr. Morris to the show. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Simon. Good to be here.
All right. So tell us a little about yourself. Who's Barry? And how do you fit in your family? I know you probably have a lot of family. I don't know. A lot of siblings. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm the sixth child
Okay.
of Stafford and Myrtle Morris. Stafford would have been born in Blue Hills, Turks and Caicos. And so that side of my family would be the Morris and the Palmers.
Okay.
Would be my family there. And then, of course, my mother is Myrtle Hall from Bambara, Middle Caicos.
Mm-hmm.
So all of the Halls, the Harveys, the Benns, the Hamiltons.
So both of your family members both your parents are from Turks and Caicos?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I met your mom, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I know
yes.
that.
Yes, that's my angel. And so I am the offspring of the Turks and Caicos, and we enjoy that good heritage.
Yes.
Enjoy that good heritage.
Yeah.
And so other than that, I serve as a customs officer, likewise a justice of the peace, a marriage officer, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I serve as a pastor of the Mount of Blessings Church of God of Prophecy in 8 Mile Rock. I do philanthropy, so I do have a foundation that takes care of dysfunctional families with concentration on dysfunctional children. Of those families, I also have a subsidiary foundation that deals mainly with kids, called Barry's Kids, where we help families with those particular children to make sure that the children have some sort of a balance in life. We teach life skills, we teach music, fine arts, drama. We also deal with things like conflict resolution, having people identify their emotions, especially young children who are going through the ups and downs of a dysfunctional family. So we're there to provide the necessary counseling to channel them on how to deal with their emotions. And while doing that, of course, we give them a gift. So they learn a musical talent. They learn how to do drama. They learn
Wow.
computer skills. We also have signing on. We'll be doing things like welding, plumbing. This is for the more,
Oh, wow.
for the more senior youth, those who are like 13, 14, 15, auto mechanics. All of these things we'll be introducing to help those children who are falling on the rough
Wow.
patches of life.
That's incredible. So, are these services free or is it free?
FREE, free.
Wow.
And so what we depend on is persons who have like compassion to donate funds toward that goal. Matter of fact, when I return home, I have 7 students waiting on me to teach them the music. I do the music.
Okay,
That's of course my love. So other people will take care. We have so we have after school programs. We have persons there who are qualified to teach the math, the English, the social studies, and those different subjects to help to prepare the children for school or while they're going to school to help them with whatever areas they may be struggling in.
I think that's very good because a lot of times we depend so much on the agency for government departments, we depend on government to do this, or the politicians. But when you have people like you in the community, I think more of us need to do that. We need to be more involved in the community and making a difference in the lives of people, especially young people. So I commend you on that effort that you and your organization doing that. That's incredible.
Thank you. As a matter of fact, this time we're actually building a 9,000 square foot complex.
Oh,
And we're doing this by faith because it's costing us pretty much toward $1 million. Not that we have the funds, but we got to make the effort.
Yeah, you got to start
somewhere.
Yeah.
And so in this particular edifice is going to be the counseling rooms, it's going to be the music rooms.
Wow.
We're going to have a performing arts center. We're going to have a thrift shop where people who have clothing, have food, we will give them a credit card. And of course, it will be no charge to anything, but it's just a way of us keeping record of who's getting what and who needs what.
Yeah.
And so they can come in the store, they can pick up what they want to pick out, and then they go to the cashier and they use their credit card and they swipe. And once they swipe, they give them their bags and they're free to go. We're going to also have in that edifice a kitchen and dining area where we will have 3 feeding programs per day: the breakfast, the lunch, and the dinner, free.
Wow.
And we'll be giving out to persons in the community, children, impoverished families, that kind of thing we'll be doing. And so it's a all out, completely holistic program that we're engaging in.
Yeah. So what inspired you to do this?
Because I came from a dysfunctional family. You see, I came from a family that was where abuse was, and so I understand firsthand what those emotions are like.
So
what it is you go through. I know. I mean, I walk the walk, and so I'm able to not just empathize, but I'm able to journey with those persons, whether it be the man who's out of control with anger. I know how to handle. I know what to do with that. Whether it's the person who's receiving the abuse, I know that side of it likewise. And so and a lot of it comes from when you have unresolved issues, issues that you don't want to face personally.
Yeah.
Those things cause you to react in ways that you should not.
Yeah.
And once you are able to face those issues and then to know how to deal with them, it puts you on the path to healing. It puts you on the path to self-development. And of course, it ends up being a blessing or a progressive step in your family life, and any relationship that you're in.
Yeah.
And so it's exciting.
It sounds so to me. I like that too, because a lot of times helping people is just like textbook theory.
Right.
But you are doing things based on your experience. And
yes.
I like that you can understand what those individuals are going through.
Correct.
And you don't want them to go through what you went through
Correct.
as well.
Correct.
So I guess you've seen a lot of positive impact in the community then with all these individuals getting involved.
We've had some great success stories, some wonderful success stories with the persons who are willing to be open, transparent, and walk through the process. We've seen children who've come from dysfunctional families go on, turn around completely with problem children in school, problems with their parents, acting out and all this kind of thing. And we've seen it turn around where we have some who are on our police force, we have some who are immigration officers, we have attorneys, doctors, went to school, now physicians. We have persons who are teaching at universities now with their PhDs. And so it's amazing the success stories that we have had. Of course, we try to reach everybody, but not everyone is actually willing to walk.
Yeah.
But to those ones who are willing to be open and desire change and development, we've seen, great turnaround. We've seen families heal and come together.
That's what we need.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it was an adult family that amazed me. Well, because normally when you're thinking of the mommy and the daddy and children, but these particular ones, their father and mother had died. They had their own children.
Oh, but they
were absolutely at war with one another.
Oh, the siblings?
The siblings.
Oh.
Absolutely at war with one another. And we had an intervention with them. And to see that entire family, siblings, turn around, hugging and crying and asking forgiveness, and to see them turn around, and we're able now to come together as a family and lead their children into what family should be like.
Wow.
Absolutely amazing.
Wow, we need some of that in Turks and Caicos.
I'd love to come and do it.
Yeah, honestly, we do, and I think it'll also help us with some of the issues we have with our young people.
Yes.
And of course, we have a lot of criminal activities going on as well. I think that can help. It might not, eradicate the problem, but I think it will alleviate it.
Yes, and likewise, one of my responsibilities with the government of the Bahamas is I am the vice chairman of the Rehabilitation of Offenders Committee.
Okay.
And I'm responsible for the Northern Bahamas. And that also has opened another door, for counseling and to reach out to particularly young men, who saying, matter of fact, in our hemisphere, from the Bahamas straight down the channel, our young men are in peril. And this has also opened another opportunity for me to really speak to young men and reach out to young men. And as a matter of fact, the majority of success cases we've had has been with young men.
Wow.
I
love it.
And so the young men of this hemisphere really, really need intervention.
Yeah.
They really need that open door that they can come in, and mind you, and it's just talking through the process. It's just seeing where you are, realizing where you are, understanding that this, if I keep on this trajectory, it's not going to be good. So I have that willingness to change and say, I want to take the different route.
Yes.
And you see these young men just turn a new page, just creating a brand new future for themselves.
That's important because if we don't intervene, then we can find them being, engaged and attracted to the gangs.
Yeah, they're coming. They're climbing through your windows. They got the guns and they're shooting and they're killing and they're committing crimes and making society, a place of fear rather than a place of community where there's love and harmony among us all.
Do they have anything like this in Nassau? I know you're in Freeport, right?
I'm in Freeport.
Do they have anything like this in Nassau too?
I know they have a lot of. They have some foundations that do reach out for other purposes and causes. I don't know if there's anything quite like this.
Oh, okay.
This I think is a unique animal, and it is very, very intense. It is intentional. And sometimes, you go through periods where I call it, you got to give tough love.
Yeah.
But you're not accepting excuses. Where you're like, no, you can do better than this. But don't give me the excuse. No. Let's fix it. And so
tell them the truth.
Oh yeah. And the thing about this generation is a lot of them They want transparency and they want honesty from you. They
Yeah.
want it from me.
Yeah.
But they themselves have not learned how to be honest and transparent. And so that's another arm of it
Yeah.
where you got to pull them along. No,
Yeah.
you want, it's reciprocal.
Yeah.
So if you want me to be honest and open with you, it is a must that you be, and so sometimes you got to take them on a little journey with it so they would understand and see. And like I said, once again,
Yeah.
once that door is open,
Yeah.
then that healing process, that vision for my future, it comes alive.
Right.
They're able to see themselves in the future. They're able to see themselves changing and becoming who they need to be for themselves, their family, society, and indeed this world.
That's good because of course, some of them too they didn't even understand the truth. They have their own truths.
Correct.
And then the environment they're in as well.
Right.
That's all they know, probably is lying and not telling the truth.
Exactly.
So they get an environment where there's truth, and we lead as example. I think that will help as well.
Correct.
So how long have you been doing this?
For 20 years.
20 years.
20 years.
Oh wow.
When I
Congrats on that.
yeah, thank you. The area that I serve in is an impoverished area of Grand Bahama, and when we walk through the community and talking with the people, we found out that, there's so many homes that just absolutely going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
I came up with young guys, who were 16 and 17. They get up in the morning, the first thing they do, they drink in beer and smoking and getting the things that they don't need to be getting in. A lot of it was the family environment. This here has actually been operating as an institution for 20 years, but really it has been a life journey for me. That even when I became in my senior teens, I was able to see younger teens who were going through the battles and the struggles. I was able to reach back to them. I served as a youth pastor in the Church of God of Prophecy for more than 20 years. And so I've seen them on every side, coming to our youth meetings and seeing the structure they're in. Of course, I had to branch away from the church aspect of it, simply because in the church's view, when congregations come together, we come together to worship the Lord, and there is a giving to the poor mechanism. But for the intensity to which I have to apply to this, I had to end up just establishing my own foundation to really, really address this head on with the intentionality and intensity that it needs to be addressed.
Right, you got those direct objectives.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you have a family. You have a family.
I have a family.
You have your own business.
I have a beautiful wife. I have 2 beautiful children.
I think I mentioned daughters. Yes.
Yeah, my daughter, Layla, and my son.
Oh yes, your daughter and son.
My son bears my name.
I think I bet on like pizza.
Yeah, they like pizza.
So how you have a business too?
Well, I'm engaging in a number of things, and and the reason why I'm doing it is really to help what I do.
Yeah, because I was just trying to find out how you're able to do this balances with your family life and your business life and your other life.
Well, I'm every day I'm learning how to strike a balance.
Okay. Okay.
It is I'm intentional about my family time likewise.
Okay.
And what made me actually go ahead to build this edifice is because I had a counseling session at my house with the married couple, and my children, my wife, they were in the bedroom, and the couple began to get a little, a little antsy. They started to argue, and they were raising their voices, and it really sounded like a war was going on, and my children started knocking on the door and screaming.
What's going on?
Yeah, they thought I was getting, attacked or something.
Yeah.
And so they were screaming, and I said, I could never do this again, not my own.
Right.
And so I needed to separate the space.
Yes.
And that's why we began to move ahead and to
That makes
Begin
sense.
to build this place where we can have areas of counseling where people can get their private space to do their counseling. And so if they want to hit one another, this will be there's a referee,
Yeah.
but it'll be in a private space.
No, you're right. And you don't want your kids to be hearing that.
Right. I don't want them to be, subject or to have that kind of violence
Yeah.
in front of them. And so the family time is extremely important to me. It is my responsibility
Yeah.
to bring up my children,
Yeah.
to lead my wife and my children into the direction that we should be going in.
Yeah.
And so spending time is absolutely important.
Yeah.
This summer, we didn't have an opportunity to have a family vacation. And so what I did was during my vacation time, I decided to come here
Yeah.
because my children were here so that they can have an opportunity to have that family time with me, and we could spend that time having some fun, going on the beach, eating some food, that kind of thing. So that's important to me. So even though I'm on the go a lot, my family is also involved in it. And so when you go and you look at our Facebook page, you'll see my children.
Yeah. What is your Facebook page?
It's called the Ebenezer Foundation.
Ebenezer Foundation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when you go on that page, you will see pictures of my children involved in going into the community, even though they're only at this time 10 and 12.
That's good. You train them young.
You would see them with the packages, delivering to homes. They're helping us pack bags with the team. So I have them engaged. Whatever we do it together. So,
That's very good.
So even in that, it's a bit of a family time.
Yeah.
So if we're out just giving out water,
Yeah.
they're giving out the water. They're packaging the waters. They're doing what's necessary to be a part of it.
Yeah. That's good. The reason I ask because I know a lot of us are so busy with our jobs, and there's so much need in our country, but we don't have the time because we're busy with our jobs, we're busy with our family, our businesses, and so I want to know how you were able to do it. But you're also a pastor, right?
Yes, I'm a pastor likewise.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a whole lot to juggle. I always wish that there were 36 hours in a day rather than 34.
We all do, I know, right? So tell us about the ministry then.
Well, my church's ministry is unique. I like to live and enjoy life. So sometimes you would find that our services are not so traditional. Sometimes we go along with the praise and worship and the word and that kind of thing. But then there's some Sunday mornings we do a talk show called Ask the Pastor.
Okay.
And the members are free to ask any questions today.
Is that live on Facebook too?
We do that live on Facebook. It's the Mount of Blessings Church of God of Prophecy. The Mount of Blessings.
Okay.
Church of God of Prophecy. And so
I look prophecy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so from time to time, we switch it up. During the winter time, we would have we'd bring tables into the room. And we'd have hot chocolate and coffee, donuts. And we've had Starbucks Sunday. We've had Dunkin' Donuts Sunday. We've had Second Cup Sunday.
Okay.
We name them, but we're there, and we're drinking tea, having some donuts, or having a light breakfast, some good Bahamian stew pumpkin or stew fish. But I can't call it Bahamian because we do it in jerks and cakes.
I just
Yeah. So
you're in the Bahamas, so you can say
yeah. So we sit down and we engage.
Yeah.
We have a Bible study on that Sunday morning, or we would just have breakfast and we just talk. Sometimes I like to do series preaching, so I could be on a topic for 2-3 months. And so we'll break and allow for people to ask questions.
I like that.
The pastor, you said this, how does that play out in the everyday life?
Yeah.
And so I'm able to engage in
more interaction and
right.
I like that. So now tell us about the Bahamas Brass Band.
Well, this is a childhood love.
Yeah, I know, right? How long have you been in that?
I've been in the Bahamas Brass Band since the age of 17. Now,
Oh wow.
the thing about the band is we have 3 arms of the band.
Oh.
We have the junior band, which my son plays in.
What age?
So they start anywhere from 5 to
12?
13.
To 13.
Right. And then the youth band takes from 13 to 21.
Okay, that's very good.
Right. Bahamas Brass Band takes from 21 until you're too sick to play or you die. So
That, before you can find, you know what I like about this? That it doesn't, it's not gonna die.
Correct.
You have these different arms.
correct.
Because I notice a lot of organizations, especially in Turks, I shouldn't say it, but there are. It just dies. We don't continue. So I like how you have the different arms. So
Right.
it will continue.
We have this saying in the Bahamas Brass Band, says, as long as a Bahamas Brass Band member has a son, the band has a future.
I like that.
Yes, and so because while the junior band and the youth band takes in females, the Bahamas Brass Band doesn't. It's an all male band.
That's the senior.
Right. It's an all male institution.
So when those ladies who in the
They get married, they have children, and they go on their families.
okay.
Yeah, and so in its genesis, the band started as an all male band.
Okay.
And after a number of years, some of our leaders felt the necessity to harness young people to keep the band alive, particularly young men, to keep the band
Makes
alive.
sense.
And so they started with the youth band and then went on to a junior band. So they go through a cycle of training and development. So by the time they get 21 and they get to the Bahamas Brass Band, those men understand their responsibility and function to this institution.
And it started in the church, Church of God of Prophecy.
It started in the Church of God of Prophecy in 1925 in New Providence. And
it started in Nassau.
Yeah, it started in Nassau.
Okay.
And the arm that the segment that I'm responsible for in Grand Bahama started in 1955. Of course, from the Turks and Caicos, there were men who traveled to the Bahamas to work in the lumber yards and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And one of those men went to Nassau to the Church of God of Prophecy's convention and saw this band. He was impressed with the trumpet playing. And he came back to Grand Bahama, Pine Ridge, and he was taught to play the trumpet.
Okay. And that's when they started the Freeport branch.
Right. He didn't tell anybody anything.
Okay.
After he learned to play the trumpet, he came to church on a Sunday. Of course, those days they used to have church all day on Sunday.
I know, right?
The Sunday school in the morning, Sunday morning service, Sunday school in the
In the
afternoon.
evening.
Right. And so there was an evening Sunday school where they were singing, and he brought his trumpet and he played. That's the first time they had a trumpet played, and it was done by a young man at the time, Reuben Hall, singing.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So he was the first musician. Of course, he was from Bahamas.
Yes.
And then you had...
And that's your uncle, right?
That's my uncle. That's my mother's eldest brother. And after that, we had the persons like Jenkins Williams. He's the Bottle Creek Boys. Jenkins Williams, Mervyn Henfield, Ezekiel Williams, and a whole...
Yeah, that's like a whole Turks and Caicos.
Oh, yeah. And then they were the senior guys.
Yeah.
And so after they started teaching guys like the Percy Williams, Bill Parkers, and all of these other men who here in Turks and Caicos, you see. And so these men, they were the young guys, they started to learn the instruments, and it just started, it mushroomed into something great in
And it
Grand
still
Bahama.
exists today.
Yes, and in Grand Bahama in particular, all of our directors are connected to the Turks and Caicos. Every director we have been connected to the Turks and Caicos Islands.
I tell you, a lot of people in Grand Bahama from Turks and Caicos.
Yeah, I mean, Turks and Caicos built Grand Bahama.
Yeah, a lot of people.
And so you go.
Everybody's in one.
Right. Yes, absolutely. All of our names interchangeable.
Yeah,
you have the Morrises that are here, Morrises in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
You got Seymours.
One family.
Seymours here. You got the Seymours in the Bahamas. You got the Williams here. You got the Williams in the Bahamas. I mean, you can go on with names.
And then some people, it's a small world, because some people now, of those family members are migrating to Turks and Caicos.
Correct. Yeah, they come back. Yeah.
So,
And so it's been an amazing journey. I've been the director for the Grand Bahama segment since 2010.
Okay.
So this is year number 13.
13 years.
For me.
Okay.
And since we assumed leadership, we've had a wonderful journey. As a matter of fact, we were able to cover some ground. We have covered more ground in these 13 years than the band has covered in its entire history before then. We went to Houston, Texas to play to their Thanksgiving parade.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, and we were the only gospel, only all male, only all black band on that street.
Well, it must have been very visible then.
Very, very visible. Very visible. And the thing is, they had like drumming sections that were twice the size of our band. There was 37 of us that went. And they had those other bands had drumming sections that were twice our
But they
size.
didn't do you.
But man, listen, now with Crystal Bit the road, man, you couldn't go back to that. Yeah,
I saw it. I saw it.
You saw the people. I mean, they were buckling on that music, and so it was a beautiful time. We were interviewed by ABC, NBC, Fox News, CNN.
Yeah.
You know, we were there, and it was right after Hurricane Dorian.
Yeah.
Because you know the newscasters in the U.S. Some stations were saying that the Bahamas has been completely decimated.
Yeah, the media goes
and they exaggerate. Yeah, so they said you can't get to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
So we took on the job.
Yeah.
And we said something. It was the trip was being planned before the hurricane.
Okay.
And so I met with the guys. Some of the guys lost their homes and that kind of thing. And so I didn't want to put any pressure on them. And so I just asked them. I said, guys, what do you think? Should we still go on this trip? And the guys said, surely, let's go. Said, ain't nothing you can do. The house can break up. Ain't nothing you can do. It's okay. And we left. And so our message was the Bahamas is not shut down. The Bahamas
you that in itself was some sort of tourism.
Exactly. And so,
for the Bahamas as well.
Right. And so we went and we pushed that. And when you're talking over 260 million people heard me say
that's right
that the Bahamas is open for business, saw us on the parade. It was an amazing moment in our history. Awesome. We sojourned to places like Africa. We were able to go to Swaziland, South Africa, and perform. The band had never been to that continent before. And we were able to go there. We went to South America. The Bahamas had never been. The Bahamas never been to that continent before. So we were there. Of course, Turks and Caicos is something that we come to with some degree of regularity. But we went to a lot of the islands in the Caribbean that we've never been to before. We appeared on the Trinity Broadcasting Network, which is TBN. Covering millions of people. That was the first for the band.
When you did that?
We did that in 2012.
2012, okay.
Yeah, and so it was an amazing feat that we've come thus far. And certainly to this past 2 weeks, we were able to go into Antigua. We spent 5 days in Antigua playing music. I mean, it was a rally. We did a parade for 2 hours and 21 minutes.
Wow.
And that was amazing. That was amazing itself. And then, of course, we came to New York. And we were able to. We did a concert in Brooklyn. We did a concert.
That was for the 50th anniversary of Bahamas.
Celebrating the 50th anniversary of independence.
I saw that.
And so we were able to go into Brooklyn, New York, do a concert. We went to Boston, did a concert, turned a concert to the Bronx. But I think the highlight of the New York experience is being in Times Square. And we were able to get into Times Square, and the thousands of people who flocked the band just surrounded us and would not move.
You of course people now. People want to come to Bahamas now.
Yeah, they got to come to the Bahamas.
They're coming anyway. I mean, you want more come, and they see when you hear you guys play. They say, man, they want to go to.
You got to get some more of that. Yes, and so and it is letting the world know about the Bahamas and what we offer, and as a tourist destination. And so we are, in my view, the Bahamas Brass Band. We are ambassadors for our country.
You are. And
everywhere we go, we want to represent our country.
Yeah, you are. I mean, it's great. Music and sports, man, they really bring people together.
Yes, they do. They do. And the mission that we're on is a costly mission, but our men, we're not subsidized by anyone or anything.
So y'all pay a fee or something? Each of you pay something?
If we're traveling, we pay our way where we're going.
Is that right?
Yeah, we pay our way where we're going.
Well, that's commitment.
Yeah, and we see it through. We raise our own funds and we see it through.
That's awesome. Yeah. You don't find too many people doing that.
No, because in a lot of cases, it's sad that, and I think, in my view, it's a parental dysfunction.
Yeah.
That we have not
That's
taught. We have not taught our children how to give back. Every 3 months growing up, every 3 months, we had to package clothes, and you could not package abused clothing. So the torn up trousers, and the shirt with the hole in it, you couldn't give that to anybody. But my mom would make us pack up clothes, and we had to give it to the persons who were less fortunate. And I mean, all of that has caused me to come to the point where I do what I do.
Yeah.
And so the encouragement that we try to, let's give back. Let's show, let's demonstrate that God has been good. We come from good families. We are part of a great country. And so let's impact our communities. Let's impact our families. Let's impact our nation. Let's impact the world with gratitude.
Yeah.
And I think that's extremely important.
I think that's a great message to end it. I mean, I love it. And I think that will make a difference in any community.
Yes.
And when each of us do our part and giving back.
Yes.
And impacting the lives of others.
And let me say, if anyone wants to donate to help us to build this $800,000 structure, we are more than willing to accept those funds and to help us to come to a closure on that part so that we can properly affect on a greater scale those persons who need the services that we provide.
Yeah, and you can get it done faster if more people donate, But I really appreciate this opportunity. I learned a lot about Brass Band. I learned about your foundation, and of course our heritage from Turks and Caicos. And this is a great thing, I think. And I hope that after this interview, we'll have more people setting up foundations and committees like what you have done in the Bahamas.
Yes.
Do you have any closing remarks or anything you want to share or say that we did not cover?
Well, I love the Turks and Caicos. I love the Bahamas.
Of course.
I love being with family and friends. And I want to encourage you, if you're watching this program, if you are having challenges, if you're having battles in your families, in your personal life, take some time to see the real picture, see who you are, see where your shortcomings are. Sometimes it's easier to find the fault in somebody else, but in some cases, you are actually the one that's causing what's happening. Take some time, look at you. Sometimes what you're going to see is not going to be a very good picture, but embrace it. The bad things that are about you are the bad things about you. Those bad things are fixable. It doesn't matter what somebody did to you that caused you to be at this point. If you could find a way to forgive them, release that pain, release that hurt, and see how what has happened to you has negatively impacted you, once you get to that point, you can get to the point now where you can say, something, I can change my course. And you begin to apply all of the necessary things like prayer, talking to God, writing, journaling your experience, stating how you feel, being true to what you feel. And you will see that your life is going to take a turn in the right direction. Remember this always. You didn't come here by accident. You didn't come here by chance. It was God's intention to have you here to impact this world with who you need to be. God bless you and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you again for the opportunity to be on the show. I really enjoyed it, and I know our viewers will enjoy this as well. For those who are watching the show, I hope you've learned a lot from the show. I have, and I hope you realize that, we're not a mistake, we're not a coincidence, as Mr. Morris mentioned. And also I want to add is that we're in this world to help other people. Many of us are in a position to help people, but we're not doing it. if we could help each other, you could save someone's life. You could, turn someone's life around. And that's what the organization that Mr. Morris has created, that he's doing for the young people. The ministry that he's doing through the Bahamas Brass Band is making a difference. Some people have a lot of talent. Let's use our gifts. Let's use our talent to help each other. And I'm telling you, we want the world to be a better place. We are the ones who can do it by doing what we're supposed to do, helping each other. Thank you for watching.